The Dove and the Cunning Fox. In a quiet valley surrounded by tall green hills, there was an ancient oak tree that stood taller than any other. In its highest branch lived a gentle white dove named Luna. She built her nest there, safe among the leaves, where she laid 3 small white eggs that she cared for with love and patience. Every morning, she watched the sunrise and sang softly to her eggs, dreaming of the day her little ones would hatch and fill the air with their chirping. But in the shadows below, hidden among the bushes, there lived a sly fox named Pharaoh. His red fur gleamed in the sunlight, and his golden eyes shone with cunning intelligence. Pharaoh was known in the valley as a trickster, charming, smart, and very dangerous. He loved only one thing more than his own reflection in the water: fresh eggs. One morning, Pharaoh woke up hungry. He stretched, sniffed the air, and smiled. The smell of fresh eggs drifted down from the oak tree. He looked up, and there he saw Luna sitting proudly in her nest. "Ah," Pharaoh whispered to himself. "Breakfast in the sky, I just need a way to reach it." He circled the tree, studying it carefully. The trunk was too tall and smooth for him to climb. The branches were high, out of his reach. But Pharaoh never gave up easily. His mind worked faster than the wind. That evening, as the sun turned the sky orange, Pharaoh sat under the tree and called gently. "Good evening, beautiful dove. How are you today?" Luna looked down, surprised. She had never heard a fox speak so kindly. "I am fine, thank you," she replied. "Who are you?" "I am Pharaoh, the guardian of this valley," said the fox, pretending to bow. "I watch over all the birds and animals to make sure they live safely. I noticed you live alone up there. You must get lonely." Luna tilted her head. "Lonely? Not really. I have my eggs, and soon I will have my chicks." Pharaoh smiled slyly. Of course. But the nights are cold and full of danger. There are snakes that climb trees, and eagles that hunt birds. If you ever need help, call me. I am your friend." He waved his tail politely and walked away. But that night, when the moon was high, Pharaoh crept back to the tree. He climbed halfway up using the roots, then jumped, biting a low branch. It shook the nest above. One egg rolled to the edge. Luna gasped, trying to stop it, but it was too late. The egg fell. Pharaoh caught it gently in his mouth, smirking as he disappeared into the forest. The next morning, Luna cried. "One of my eggs is gone," she said sadly. She looked down and saw a red feather near the roots. She didn't want to believe it, but her heart whispered the truth: the fox had lied. That evening, Pharaoh returned again, pretending to be kind. "Oh dear Luna," he said, frowning. "You look sad. What happened?" "One of my eggs fell last night," Luna said softly. "Fell?" Pharaoh asked, pretending to be shocked. "How terrible. You must have enemies nearby. If you want, I can watch your nest tonight to keep you safe." Luna hesitated. "No, thank you. I will be fine." "As you wish," said Pharaoh, hiding his grin. He walked away slowly, but again, when the night grew silent, he returned. He climbed quietly, shaking the branches. This time, 2 eggs fell. He caught them both, ate one, and buried the other to eat later. When the sun rose again, Luna's heart broke. Her nest was empty. She cried for hours. Her songs of sorrow echoed through the valley. The other birds felt pity, but no one dared to help her. They were all afraid of the fox. Days passed. Luna stopped singing. She sat silently in her empty nest, her feathers dull and her heart heavy. Meanwhile, Pharaoh grew fat and lazy from his secret meals. He thought he had won. But fate was not done with him yet. One afternoon, as Pharaoh walked by the river, he met an old turtle named Taro. The turtle was slow but wise. He had lived in the valley longer than anyone else. "Good day, Pharaoh," Taro said in his slow, deep voice. "You look pleased with yourself." "I am, old shell," Pharaoh said proudly. "Life is good when you are clever." Taro looked at him with tired eyes. "Cleverness is not always wisdom, my friend." Pharaoh laughed. "It is when you get free food." The turtle said nothing, but he smiled knowingly. "Be careful, Pharaoh. The dove may seem weak, but sorrow gives wings to wisdom." Pharaoh shrugged and walked away. He didn't believe in wisdom or karma. He believed in hunger and tricks. That night, as the stars shone, Luna sat awake. She was tired of crying. She thought of Taro's words from earlier that day, for the wise turtle had visited her too and told her not to lose hope. "You cannot fly forever in sadness," Taro had said. "If the fox uses tricks, then you must use your heart and your mind. Remember, every hunter can be hunted." Those words burned in her mind. Luna looked at her empty nest and decided that she would not be the victim anymore. The next morning, Luna flew to the nearby meadow and collected twigs, feathers, and dry leaves. She built a new nest, much lower this time, but she hid it cleverly behind thick vines. Inside it, she placed 3 white stones, smooth and round. They looked exactly like eggs. Then she flew to the top of the oak tree again, pretending to sit in her old nest, humming as if nothing had happened. It didn't take long before Pharaoh appeared. "Good morning, my dear dove," he said. "I hope you are feeling better." "I am," Luna replied sweetly. "I built a new nest in the branches below, and I have new eggs. I am so happy." Pharaoh's eyes gleamed. "New eggs, you say? How wonderful. I'm glad you are safe." That night, when the moon rose, Pharaoh sneaked up to the lower nest. His heart raced with excitement. "More eggs for me," he whispered. He reached in and bit one of the stones. Crack! His teeth hit the hard rock. Pain shot through his jaw. "Ow!" he cried, but he didn't give up. Maybe the others are real. He bit another. Crack! Another stone. His mouth began to bleed. Furious, he bit the third one harder. His tooth broke. Pharaoh screamed in pain, waking the forest. Birds fluttered out of their nests. Owls hooted angrily. Luna flew down, her eyes shining in the moonlight. "Oh dear Pharaoh," she said softly. "Are you guarding my eggs again?" Pharaoh growled. "You tricked me." "And you tricked me first," Luna said firmly. "You lied, you stole, and you laughed. Now you know how it feels." Pharaoh tried to speak, but his mouth hurt too much. He ran to the river to cool his tongue, slipping in the mud. The other animals, who had watched from the shadows, laughed quietly. For the first time, the fox looked foolish. The next morning, the valley felt brighter. Luna cleaned her old nest and sang again. Her song was no longer sad, it was strong and proud. She decided to care for other lost eggs and abandoned chicks, becoming like a mother to many. As for Pharaoh, he stayed hidden for days, embarrassed and in pain. Every time he saw Luna flying overhead, he felt a sting in his broken tooth, and in his pride. Weeks later, when he met Taro again, the turtle smiled. "So, Pharaoh, What have you learned? The fox sighed, that lies are easy to tell but hard to live with, and that even a small dove can outsmart a fox. The valley became peaceful again. The birds trusted the trees, and the animals slept without fear. Luna continued to teach her young ones about courage and cleverness. Remember, she would say, never let your kindness make you weak, and never let fear silence your heart.